Hello everyone, this is Yogita here and welcome to Ved Foundation. Student, today we are going to learn the lesson changes around us. We see different changes in our surrounding. Change is the result of various factors in environment. Most of the changes occur due to the change in the following. Position. An object may change position when force is applied. Means when position of an object changes, then change occur. Next, shape. If shape of an object change, then also change occur. An object may change shape when force is applied. Size. When size an object changes, change occur. An object may change size when force is applied. When state of an object changes, then also change occur. There are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. And when state of object changes, change occur. So, for example, solid ice melts into water when heated. This is also one of the change. Color. The piece of iron turns red on heating. This is a change. Means when color changes, change occur. Temperature. The change in temperature, either rise in temperature or decrease in temperature, causes change. For example, burning of matchstick produces heat which raises temperature of the surrounding. Composition. Rusting of iron changes its original composition. Means when composition of a substance changes, change occur. Internal structure. When we cook food, its internal structure changes and new product is formed, new substance is formed. So changing of internal structure is also one change. Some changes in our surrounding happen naturally, while some changes are brought about by man. Based on this, changes are categorized into two groups: natural changes and man-made changes. Natural changes are those changes that occur naturally. Examples of natural changes are day changing into night and night into day. The changing of day into night and night into day happens naturally. That's why it is a natural change. Changes of weather, growth of a child into an adult, growth of seed into a plant, graying of hair, blossoming of trees, ripening of fruits. All these changes happen naturally. That's why they are natural changes. Man-made changes. The changes that are deliberately brought about by man are called man-made changes. Examples of man-made changes are burning of matchstick. Burning of matchstick does not happen naturally. That's why it is a man-made change. Cooking of food, making ice cream, bending of wire, burning of paper, cutting down of trees, making furniture, construction of buildings, apartments. All these changes are brought about by man. They do not happen naturally, and that's why these changes are man-made changes. Based on speed. The different changes in our surrounding, some changes happens quickly while some changes take long time to happen. So based on speed, changes are categorized into two groups: fast changes and slow changes. Fast changes. The changes that occur very fast are called fast changes. These changes occur within few seconds or minutes. Examples of fast changes are burning of paper or burning of matchstick, because burning of paper or matchstick happens within few seconds or few seconds. That's why it is a fast change. Cutting of piece of cake, bursting of cracker, spinning of a top, blinking of eyes, sneezing, bursting of balloon, breaking of glass, opening of drawer, dropping of an object from height, switching on and switching off of tube light. These changes happen within short time, means within seconds, and they are fast changes. Reverse of it, slow changes. The changes that occur very slowly, or the changes that take long time to happen, are called slow changes. These changes may take hours, days, even years. So they are called slow changes. Examples of slow changes are growing of plant into from a seed into a tree. So growing of plant from seed into a tree does not happen quickly or within few seconds or minute. It takes long time. That's why it is a slow change. Growing of child into an adult or rusting of iron, change of season. Change of season takes place few months. Curdling of milk, germination of seed means growing new plant from seed, rotation of earth, ripening of fruits, conversion of night into day, and cooking food. All these changes take take some time to happen. They do not take place within few minutes or seconds, and that's why these are all examples of slow changes. Next, based on reversibility. In some changes, we can get back the original substance, while in some changes, we can't get back the original substance. So, depending on this, changes are categorized into two groups, like reversible changes and irreversible changes. Reversible changes. If a change can be reversed, it is called reversible change. Change can be reversed means we can get back the original substance. Such change is called reversible change. In such a change, the product means the new substance, the substance formed during the change. In such a change, the product can be converted into their original form. Most of the reversible changes are physical changes. Now, what are physical changes that we will learn in the next unit? Since the individual properties of the matter are still present, in reversible changes the original substance remains the same. Only there is change in physical properties, like there is change in state or change in color or change in temperature. In this way there is change in only physical properties, but the original substance remains same, and that's why we can get back the original substance, and so it is a reversible change. A reversible change can take place in both the direction. Example of reversible change is melting of ice into water. When ice melt, ice convert into water, but the original substance remains the same. And when water is cooled, water again convert into ice. Means this is a reversible change. Ice to water and water to ice. The another example of reversible change is melting of wax. When wax is heated, wax convert into liquid wax, and when liquid wax cools, liquid wax again convert into solid wax. So these are the examples of reversible changes. More examples of reversible changes are evaporation of liquid into water. During evaporation, the liquid substance convert into vapor state, but the original substance remains the same. So it is a reversible change. From vapor, by cooling down vapors, we can get back liquid. So it is a reversible change. Sublimation. Sublimation is the process in which solid directly convert into gas on heating. So sublimation is a reversible change because the vapors when cooled again convert into solid substance. So during sublimation, solid convert into gas, and gas convert into again solid. So it is a reversible change. Melting of wax is a reversible change. Boiling. During boiling, liquid convert into vapor, and when vapors are cooled, vapor again convert into liquid. So it is a reversible change. Condensation. Condensation is a reversible change. During condensation, gas convert into liquid, and if liquids are heated, again liquid convert into gas. In this way, condensation is a reversible change. Closing of leaflet of touch-me-not plant. If you touch the leaflet of touch-me-not plant, it immediately closes its leaves, and after some time the leaflet open. Means it is a reversible change. Natural water cycle is a reversible change. Our heartbeats. When you exercise vigorously, your heartbeat increase, but after some time your heartbeats become normal. Means our heartbeats also a reversible change. Heartbeats increases on during vigorous exercise, but it become normal after some time. So in this way we have learned examples of reversible change. Next, irreversible change. If a change cannot reverse, It is called irreversible change. In such a change, the substance cannot be brought back into its original state or shape. In irreversible change, we can't get back the original substance. Okay, new substance is formed with new properties. Irreversible change can take place only in one direction, means we can't get back the original substance. So it takes place only in one direction. Examples of irreversible changes are making omelette from egg. When you make omelette from egg, you can't get back egg. So it is a irreversible change. Falling leaves from trees. Once the leaves fall down from trees, the it is a irreversible change. Cooking of food. During cooking of food, new product is formed and we can't get back the original raw food. So it is a irreversible change. Blooming of flowers, burning of paper. Once the paper is burned, we can't get back the original paper. Rusting of iron, burning of candle, death of man or animal. These are all irreversible changes. Next, temporary change and permanent change. Based on reversibility, means some changes are reversible or in some changes we can get back the original substance, and some changes are irreversible, means we can't get back original substance. So based on reversibility, changes can also be classified as temporary changes and permanent changes. Temporary change. A change that can be easily reversed to get back the original substance is called temporary change. A temporary change is a physical or reversible change. Example of temporary change is any physical change, such as we have learned reversible changes such as evaporation, melting, boiling, condensation, dissolving, sublimation. These are all temporary changes. Permanent change, a change that cannot be easily reversed to get back the original substance, is called permanent change. A permanent change is a chemical or irreversible change. In a permanent change, we can get back the original substance and new substance with new properties is formed. Example of permanent change, any chemical change like burning. Burning is a chemical change. Corrosion of metal. Corrosion of metal is also chemical change. So burning and corrosion, these are permanent changes also. Burning of candle is an example of both reversible and irreversible change. How? Let us see. A candle on burning forms carbon dioxide gas and water vapor. When candle burns, wax burns and wax converted into carbon dioxide gas and water vapors are formed. So carbon dioxide gas and water vapors cannot be converted back into wax. But melting of wax, because of heat, solid wax melt and convert into liquid wax. Okay. But melting of wax is a reversible change, because when the liquid wax cool, liquid wax again convert into solid wax. Okay. In this way, melting of wax of candle is a reversible change, as melted wax can be solidified again. In this way, burning of candle is example of both reversible and irreversible change. Based on time interval. Okay. Some changes occur after fixed period of time, and there is no fixed period of time between two changes. So based on the time interval, changes are categorized into two groups: periodic changes and non-periodic changes. Periodic changes. Changes which occur again and again at regular interval of time are called periodic changes. For example, day and night. Day and night occur after every 24 hours, means they occur after regular interval of time. That's why day and night are periodic changes. Sunrise and sunset are also periodic changes. Seasons like summer, rainy, winter and spring occur every year at regular interval of time. You know that from February to May there is summer season. From June to June, July, August, September, there is monsoon season. Then November, December, October, November, December, January, there is winter season. So seasons occur at regular intervals. That's why seasons are periodic changes. The full moon and new moon repeat after every month. That's why they are so periodic changes. High tides and low tides in sea are periodic changes. Change in phases of moon, that is also a periodic change. Next, non-periodic changes. Changes which do not occur at regular interval and thus cannot be predicted are called non-periodic changes. For example, the falling of leaves means the period between the falling of leaves is not regular or fixed. That's why it is a non-periodic change. Earthquake and eruption of volcanoes. There is no fixed time between two earthquakes or two volcanoes, and that's why earthquake, eruption of volcanoes or any natural calamity, these are non-periodic changes. Death of animal, decaying of plants, natural disasters like volcanic eruption, tsunami, burning of fossil fuels, forest fire, these are all non-periodic changes. The number of non-periodic changes are much more than those of periodic changes in our day-to-day life. Based on composition. Based on composition, changes are classified into two groups, physical changes and chemical changes. Physical change is a temporary change or reversible change in which no new substance is formed and we can get back the original substance. The composition of body during physical change remains unchanged, means do not change. The original substance remains same. Thus, physical change is a reversible change or temporary change. In such a change, only physical properties like shape, size, odor, color or state and temperature may change, but the original substance remains the same. Examples of physical changes are evaporation. Evaporation means changing of liquid into gaseous state. Evaporation involves only change of state from liquid to gas, but the original substance remains the same. That's why it is a physical change. And again we can get liquid from glass. So it is reversible. So it is a physical change. Formation, second example of physical change is formation of clouds. This is due to evaporation of surface water because of the heat of the sun. Water vapors, due to the heat of the sun, water in oceans, seas, lakes, ponds evaporate and water vapors rises and forms clouds. We get back water when it rains and there is no change in the composition of water in cloud. Means water changes into vapor and vapor again changes into water. So formation, this is a reversible change and only state changes, means from liquid to gas and from gas to liquids. So it is a physical change. Next, freezing. During freezing, liquid convert into solid, means there is only change in physical state but the original substance remains same and we can again get back the liquid from solid by melting. In this way freezing is also physical change. Boiling. Boiling involves change from of state from liquid to gas. Boiling is temporary change and reversible change. That's why it is a physical change. Sublimation. During sublimation, the solid directly convert into gas on heating. And when the gaseous vapors are cooled, the gaseous vapors again convert into sublimable substance solid. In this way, during sublimation, only change of state occur, but the original substance remains the same and it is reversible temporary and that's why it is a physical change. Melting. During melting, solid convert into liquid, means there is only change in state but the original substance remains same. That's why melting is also a physical change. Some more examples of physical changes are condensation. In condensation, gas convert into liquid, means only physical state changes and that's why it is a physical change. Original substance remains the same. Tearing of paper. If you tear paper, the original substance of paper remains same. No new substance is formed. Okay, and that's why only its shape and size changes. That's why tearing of paper is a physical change. okay, but it is not reversible, it is irreversible change. Cutting of wood, glowing of an electric bulb is also physical change. When an electric bulb is switched on, the filament becomes red hot because of heat and it glows. When switched off, it becomes cold and does not glow. This is a physical change which shows change of color and change of temperature, and light is given out and no new substance is formed inside the bulb, and that's why glowing of an electric bulb is a physical change. Dissolution means dissolving. Dissolution of a substance in a fluid is a physical change since no new substance is formed. The dissolved substance can be easily obtained from the solution by boiling. For example, if you add salt in water, what will happen? Salt will dissolve in water, okay, and no new substance will is formed. Only the solid salt convert into liquid state, means dissolve in water and convert into liquid state. But if you heat the liquid, then the water will get evaporate and you can get back the salt again. In this way, dissolving is a reversible change and no new substance is formed and we can get original substance. That why it is a physical change, reversible and temporary change. Powdering means converting the large particle into smaller particle, that is called powdering. Powdering of sugar reduces only the size of sugar particle. The particles of powdered sugar are smaller than normal sugar, but the original sugar remains the same, means the original substance do not change during powdering. That's why powdering is also a physical change. Now next, chemical change. A chemical change is a permanent change in which a new substance with new properties is formed. Such changes are usually irreversible. A chemical change occurs when there is a chemical reaction between the substances. Students, remember, chemical change is a permanent change and irreversible change. During chemical change, we can't get back original substance. New substance with new properties is formed. Original substance is called reactant and new substance formed is called product. For example of chemical change, burning of paper. When paper is burned, it produces carbon dioxide gas, water vapor and ash. So from carbon dioxide gas, water vapor and ash, we can't get back the original paper. None of these has the properties of paper. The properties of carbon dioxide, water and water vapor and ash are different than the properties of paper, and that's why, and also we cannot get back paper, and hence it is a permanent change, irreversible change, and that's why it is a chemical change. Examples of chemical changes are burning of candle. It produces carbon dioxide and water, which are new substances and different from wax. The change is irreversible. That's why burning of candle is a chemical change. Decomposition of water. When water decomposes, means when electric current is passed through water, then the hydrogen and oxygen gases are get separated. You know that water is made from hydrogen and oxygen. Water is a compound formed by the chemical combination of hydrogen and oxygen, and when electric current is passed through water, hydrogen and oxygen are separated, okay, and since the properties of individual gases are different from water, it is a chemical change. Do you know that hydrogen is a combustible gas? It catch fire easily, and oxygen help burning, but water, which is formed from hydrogen and oxygen, do not catch fire easily, and also it do not help for burning, and that's why the properties of hydrogen and oxygen are different from the properties of water, and that's why it is a chemical change. Decomposition of water is a chemical change. Milk changes into curd. When milk changes into curd, some curd is applied to it, and this is irreversible chemical change. uh, when milk changes into curd, we add some curd into it, and there are bacteria in the curd, and this bacteria convert the milk into curd. So this is curd is a very new substance formed from milk. We can't get back original milk from curd, means it is a irreversible change, and irreversible changes are chemical changes. So curdling of milk is also a chemical change. Rusting of iron. During rusting of iron, new substance, reddish iron oxide, is formed. The iron oxide is different from iron, and that's why it is a chemical change. Heating of sugar. When you heat sugar, sugar burns and coal is formed. So coal is formed. The properties of coal are different from the properties of sugar, and from coal we can't get back original sugar. That's why heating of sugar is a chemical change. Cooking of food is also a chemical change, since the structure of molecule of food changes. When food is cooked, when food is cooked, we can't get back the original raw food from the cooked food. Means cooking of food is a irreversible change, and it is a permanent change, and that's why it is a chemical change. All irreversible and permanent changes are chemical changes. Fermentation of alcohol is a chemical change. Decomposition of dead organic and inorganic matter is a chemical change. There are some bacteria, there are specific bacteria which convert the dead remains of plants and animals into humus. Means these bacteria decompose the dead remains of plants and animals. So during decomposition, new substance is formed, and that's why it is a chemical change. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process of preparing food by plant. During photosynthesis, plant food starch is obtained, and for obtaining this food, plant use carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil, and from the new food form we can't get back carbon dioxide or water, and that's why it is a irreversible change and chemical change. Photosynthesis is a chemical change. Cooking of food is chemical change. Digestion of food is also a chemical change. Next, catalyst. A rate of change in chemical reaction can be increased by using some chemical substances known as catalysts. Do you know that some chemical reaction happen very fast, while some chemical reaction take long time to happen. So to increase the speed of chemical reaction, some substances are added, and these substances are called catalyst. The catalyst is a substance which do not take part during chemical reaction, but it only increase the speed of chemical reaction. Example, the green pigment in plant called chlorophyll is a catalyst. You know that chlorophyll is present in the leaves of green plants, and this chlorophyll, chloro means green, and chlorophyll is green in color, and because of chlorophyll, leaves are green in color, and this chlorophyll help plant to prepare food in the presence of sunlight. So chlorophyll is a type of catalyst which help the plant to make food from carbon dioxide and water. The carbon dioxide and water change into glucose. Glucose means the food of plant, but the chlorophyll remains unchanged, and that's why chlorophyll is a catalyst. In our body, digestion is a chemical change, and to increase the speed of digestion, there are some catalysts in our body. They are called enzymes. So some enzymes secrete in digestive organs, and these enzymes help to increase the speed of digestion. There are catalysts in our bodies as well. They are called enzymes which speed up chemical reaction like breaking up of food. See, this table is showing difference between physical change and chemical change. Let us learn the difference between physical change and chemical change. First difference, physical change. It is a temporary change. Original substance can be obtained back by simple means like heating or cooling. Chemical change. Chemical change is a permanent change and original substance cannot be obtained back. Next, physical change is reversible change and chemical change is irreversible change. Third, the composition of substance does not change during physical change, means the original substance remains the same during physical change. But in chemical change, the composition of the constituent change permanently and new substance with new properties is formed. Next, physical change. No new substance is formed during physical change. The original substance remains the same and does not lose its identity. During chemical change, new substance is formed with new properties. The original substance loses its properties during chemical change. Next, only the physical properties like shape, color, size, smell get changed during physical change. But during chemical change, both the physical and chemical properties of a substance get changed. Heat or light energy may or may not be involved during physical change, and during chemical change, heat or light energy may be given out or absorbed. So this is the difference between physical change and chemical change. Next type of change is desirable change or useful change. Desirable means useful. The changes which are useful to us are called useful changes or desirable changes. Examples of useful changes are washing of clothes, cooking of food, change of seasons. These are useful changes. Milk gets spoiled over a period of time due to harmful bacteria. Harmful bacteria develop in milk and milk gets spoiled. So it is preserved by method known as pasteurization. So pasteurization is a useful change or desirable change because due to pasteurization milk remains in good condition for long time. Pasteurization is a technique named after French chemist Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur invented this technique, that's why its name is pasteurization. During pasteurization, milk is boiled for 15 minutes at 72 degrees centigrade and then suddenly cooled, and this process kills the harmful bacteria in the milk, and that's why pasteurization is a useful change. Now next, harmful changes or undesirable changes. Undesirable changes or harmful changes are those changes which are harmful to us. For example, changes like spoilage of food. Food get foiled. This is harmful change. Rusting of iron is a harmful change. Rotting of fruits and vegetables is a harmful change. Flood, earthquake, breaking of glass. These are undesirable as these changes are harmful to mankind. Based on energy, some changes absorb energy or release energy, and depending on this, the changes are categorized into two groups: exothermic change and endothermic change. First, exothermic change. The change in which energy is released in the form of heat together with formation of new substance is called exothermic change. So the change in which heat is released in the form of heat, that is exothermic change. Example of exothermic changes are burning. Burning of wood or burning of candle, burning of coal, LPG or any fuel release heat energy. Such change result in increasing temperature of the surrounding. That's why burning is a exothermic change, because heat energy is released. Next, formation of snow in cloud is exothermic change. Okay, when liquid convert into ice or when snow is formed in clouds, heat is released, and this is exothermic change. When water vapor condenses into liquid, then also energy is released, and therefore condensation is a exothermic change. Means condensation and freezing both are exothermic changes. During both processes, heat energy is released out. During mixing of water and strong acid, if water is mixed in strong acid, lot of heat energy is released. Therefore, mixing of water into acid is an exothermic change. When the bomb explodes, large amount of heat is released. So, explosion of bomb is an exothermic change. Respiration. During respiration, heat energy is released. During respiration, glucose molecule break down and energy is released, which can be utilized by our day-to-day action. That's why respiration is exothermic change. Digestion of food is also an exothermic change. Germination of seed is also an exothermic change. Let us know the another change, endothermic change. Endothermic change is the change in which energy in the form of heat is absorbed to form a new substance. For example, such change result in decrease of temperature. Examples of endothermic changes are melting of ice. Melting of ice, heat is needed and heat is absorbed, and that's why melting of ice is endothermic change. Dissolution of common salt in water is endothermic change. Evaporation. In evaporation, heat is absorbed by water molecule to convert into gaseous state, and that's why evaporation is endothermic change. Next, cooking of food. Heat is absorbed to cook food or to bake bread. So cooking or baking are endothermic changes. Photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, energy is absorbed, means sunlight energy is absorbed. So photosynthesis also is a endothermic change. In this way, in this lesson we have learned different changes and their example. This lesson is over here. Next lesson I will continue in my next lecture. Thank you.